Hello, I'm Matthew Noone,
I'm Tommy.
and we're on Tara, and we've launched an album there not long back called The Space Between, and it's the space between Indian music and Irish music. So we'll play a couple of tunes, original compositions, a jig called Downed's Jig, and a reel called The Humors of Soul.
Humors of Souls.
Humors of Soul.
S-A-U-L.
S-A-U-L.
Alright.
After a dear friend of ours, so we dedicate this to him.
And who composed this?
I guess you could say
He did.
Alright, well done. The Humors of Soul.
Humors of Soul, yeah. So.
Jesus, that's that's a very unusual combination. I feel I'm on the schizophrenic plane between the rolling hills of Tulla and Fecal and the banks of the Ganges. How did you get together with such an amazing kind of a mystical mix of, or a fusion of Irish and Indian music, obviously? Where did you meet?
The rolling hills of Tulla.
The rolling hills of
Rolling hills of Tulla.
In his house, there was a party one night, and I turned up at it, and we started playing, and that's kind of how it happened.
My God, it's just an amazing, real mystical fusion, you know, like the power of the heart with the boron, okay, and just the magic of that. What is that instrument, first of all?
It's called a sarod. It's this one has 23 strings. It's fretless and has a stretched skin like a banjo.
Right.
And a floating bridge. There's only 4 melody strings on it.
Right.
That you press down with the fingertips.
Sure.
And then the rest are sympathetics and drone strings.
Drones, yeah.
Some that you pluck, like on a 5-string banjo.
Right. Lovely.
And then there's 13 underneath that
Yeah, sure.
resonate when you play certain notes. So.
Right. And where did you come by this? Did you lock yourself away in a temple on the Ganges or something for 14 years?
Not a temple. No. I tried that. Now they wouldn't keep me. No, in Calcutta, I was studying Indian classical music for many years in Calcutta, and then when I moved to Ireland, I have another sarod, which is this is not a traditional Indian sarod. This one is a sort of a hybrid I had made for playing Irish music on.
All right.
So when I moved here, I got interested in Irish music. But the traditional sarod doesn't really cut it. It's bigger. It's a bit
right.
too big. So I got this one made, and with this sort of guitar tuning heads is not a normal thing.
All right. So it's a mongrel.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And what? Sorry, connection between that instrument and the sitar.
Same family. I guess they're cousins. I guess you'd call them that. The sitar will be older actually. This the same sort of practical way it's set up. Similar tuning and similar science of strings and things, but sitar has frets.
Yeah.
And doesn't have a skin.
Sure. And the skin is made from what?
Goat skin.
Goat skin. Okay.
Yeah. So the sarod has a much more fuller sound.
Sure.
Whereas sitar would be a bit more twangy.
Yeah. And Tommy, when you heard this initially in the rolling hills of Tulla, was there an immediate connection?
Yeah, there was a bit, yeah, there was. Because I'm always kind of playing kind of stuff that's slightly left of field.
Sure, this is way left of field.
This is very left of field. So I've always been interested in that kind of, music. Especially, I'm really interested in improvisation. I always have been.
Right.
And Matthew does a huge amount of improvisation, even though he's playing traditional forms. Even if we're playing Indian music, when there's a big thing of improvisation in Indian music anyway.
Sure.
So for me, that's and that connection, where we're looking at each other and things are happening.
Sure.
Without.
And this, it's when I'm looking at you, especially with the boron now, nothing seems planned. It just seems to be expressing from the inside.
We're just feeding off each other. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's the kind of the idea.
And it's just natural. It's not difficult. It's just issuing out of you. Okay, you're reacting.
It took a fair bit of figuring out.
Right.
For me, just the actual forms. Especially when we're playing Indian pieces,
right?
The actual forms and how in Indian music things come to a finish, and they count differently and
right.
all those kind of things, So it was a bit of a learning curve, yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it now a bit more, but I'm not a tabla player,
right?
So and it's a different way. It's obviously a different way of thinking.
I know.
So
and how is this fusion or combination seen out in the heartland of traditional music in East Clare?
We don't go down to Peppers very much. I've never played in Peppers.
We played outside Peppers once.
Quietly.
Before you were cleared.
Yeah. Most traditional musicians now who hear the sarod and tunes on it or hear what we're doing generally really like it. And I actually would consider myself a traditional musician. That's why I had this instrument made, so I could play music that was still within the field of traditional music. That it wasn't just an Indian sort of thing. So I've played with lots of other traditional musicians, and I know I know a lot of all the tunes I know are from East Clare
I know.
or West Clare. So
Yeah.
my favourite composer is Dooney Cree, and so I know all of his tunes.
I'd love to see you in a session, in Mark Donnell's session on a Wednesday night in Purpose, just to see how it would congeal, you know.
Yeah, I have sat in a few sessions. There are limitations to the instrument, tuning wise as well. So
Yeah.
I can't play all the tunes.
And is it full melody? You'd play melody. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be backing like it's full
Yeah.
melody.
It's melody
Yeah.
instrument, yeah.
Right.
But also I also don't take it into sessions because, like for me, a session is about a social gathering and everyone fitting in. But with a sarod, you're never going to fit in. You're always going to be the odd one, you know.
You'd be odd, all right, but I can just imagine it being a very mystical instrument that it wouldn't be corrosive in a session. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it'd just fit in nice and gently.
I'm probably more corrosive in this.
No, you're the heartbeat of the session. Okay.
No, I don't do sessions either. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you have a big event coming up now during the Flackyall na HÉireann here in August.
Yeah, we're Stockton Swing on the Saturday night. Yeah.
And the singing diva of Venice.
Oh, Maura. Yeah,
Maura O'Connell.
Yeah.
And where will that'll be in the big dome?
They're
Will
putting
it?
up a dome, yeah. So I think it's the Market Field, isn't it? I think.
I'm not sure. It's about 2,000 capacity
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a big yoke anyway. But we're doing a Thursday night gig in
The
in
record break in the little.
Oh,
in
lovely.
the market. So we're doing
Okay.
we do a lot of we like acoustic gigs. We like
Yeah.
doing house concerts. Well, I mean, we do festival-y things as well, and
Sure.
gigs and sound systems. We find that the small intimate venue suits us a
Yeah.
lot more, you know. Because I mean, one piece of music can last 20-25 minutes sometimes.
Right.
So, you know. So.
Yeah. No, I just find it spellbinding, and again it's the combination of the two. I mean, the heartbeat. I don't know what you do with the Braun, but you react really positively to what Matthew plays there. I think it's just mystical kind of stuff. It really gets inside you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's beautiful stuff.
Thank you.
And have you been recognised by the Coalescing yet?
Doubtful.
No. I don't think you want to go on that.
Although one of our one of the tracks from the album is featured on the Irish Traditional Music Archive because there's an original composition in there, a jig, and they have a page for original compositions.
Yeah, I remember the Irish Traditional Music Archive actually bought online your album. There was one of the first to buy, and they're very on the ball up
Did
there.
they? So,
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
so that's nice. Yeah, nice to get. I mean, you know, that's the thing about. I think in traditional musicians just appreciate good music.
Sure.
In general, you know, and like I said, like I know it looks odd and sounds a bit odd, but for me, it's a vehicle for playing traditional melody.
Sure.
So I hope that people get that.
Well, you've converted us at Custy's anyway here this morning in July 2016, and best of luck with the album, and just best of luck in playing together.
Right.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, lads.
Cheers, thanks.